Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How are we all doing this evening? Hello, hello, hello. Give me a sec, and I will. Actually, can I do that? Maybe I can do that. Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to look at both screens. Oh, actually, I can do that. I can do that. Yes, I can do. Well, do I can? Maybe I won't do that. I can do that. There we go. So I'm playing with my computer screens here. Anyway, hello everybody. I doubt there are preliminary results for New Jersey yet. I doubt there's preliminary results for anything yet. Let me get. Okay, really? Virtual items policy, separate rewards to provide with more information about what virtual teams. What the hell? Okay, I don't know what the fuck that means. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay. Anyway. All right. Hello, TikTok. Mirror. There we go. Hello, TikTok. Auto accept. Better not auto accept people. So viewer wishes, right? And what is it? Is this co-host or what is it? Oh, I see. I got to turn. Okay, whatever. Hello, everybody. TikTok's confusing me again, but that's par for the course. Anyway, hello all. How are we doing this? I'm going to put my little thing here there we go, for my glasses. That works better. Oh, good evening, everybody. TikTok, YouTube, Discord. Woo woo. Everybody's here. Welcome to Fantasy Island. I am John Aravosis. We're going to talk about the news. Big election news tonight, but no news yet because it's too early. But it is the big story tonight. A decent amount of news tonight, actually. Thank you, Charlie. Yes, they're cheap reading glasses, but they're kind of fun for cheap reading glasses. Like, I kind of like them. They're not bad. They're not bad glasses. And I've also got a pair of if I can find them, my other pair that's brown are hiding here somewhere. Oh, who knows where I put them? Well, actually, I do want to find them because, I do use them. Oh, well, don't know where they went. Well, they're in my jacket. I know where they are. They're in my jacket I wore today. Or did I wear I did wear a jacket today. Yeah. It's okay. I'm losing my mind. Oh, no, they're around my neck. Oh, my God, I've become an old man. I've now officially become an old man. I was looking for the glasses that are wrong. I bought like a kind of a necklace thing on Amazon for glasses because it's easier, but I didn't want some old man thing. So I bought this kind of cool leather triple stitch thing that I was like, I think it can just pass as a necklace, right? A glasses holder. It kind of works. Anyway, yes, no, these are fun too because these are brown, so they probably do go better with what I'm wearing. Yeah, see the brown and the brown. So anyway, welcome everybody. John Aravosis here. Sound echoey. That's because my microphone isn't plugged in. Very smart of you to catch that. Thus the reason my sound isn't as good because my sound is literally not plugged in. Oh, hang on a second here. What is this doing? There we go. Hang on. I did not plug in my TikTok mic. Oop. There we go. Now my sound should be incredibly better. There we go. Well, glad you mentioned it. It's always a UPS plane crash. I did not hear about that. I mean, that's sad, but it's not international news, I don't think. Well, it depends, I guess, what it was. Is the sound still being evil on hold on. All right, unplug, replug sound for TikTok. TikTok microphone should be working. Oh, come on. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me the sound is being evil. So it's being evil. That's nice. I'm not turning up my volume. That's not the problem. It's the connection. We're trying one more time, and then we're giving up for now because this is not going to work. Hold on. Let me turn this off and this on. All right. One more time. So the sound is okay for YouTube and Discord, right? And TikTok. Oh, it's good now? Bet. Hold on. It was okay? I don't even know what that means. Now it's good. Bad again. Okay, TikTok we're about to go without the microphone tonight. Yeah, I think we're just going to unplug because TikTok, it's good. Very interesting. So, okay, TikTok keeps going back and forth. Yeah. All right. Poppy, all right, moderators or anybody, let me just, so when I unplug, okay. Yeah, if enough people, if it's not good for enough people, yeah, adventures, that's fine. If for enough people it's being weird, I'm unplugging. Worst comes to worst, Actually, I do have I wonder if I could use that. I do have my good little microphone. I can, just for fun, I can try for TikTok. My microphone that I bought for the No Kings rally. I can try it. Just for fun, let's try it. My No Kings microphone. Hang on. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff in here. Is this hang on, we'll get my glasses on. Let's try it just for fun. All right. This is the wrong one. One moment. This is the good one. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this in. I think I'm going to need to take off the case of my iPad, which is very annoying. Hang on. Hang on, iPad people. Oop. Yes. Yes. All right, hold on. I'm going to have to, sorry, TikTok. Just for fun, I want to try this. Well, nothing's working now. Now you're just, oop, hang on, TikTok. Hello. I'm taking my iPad case off. Although I don't know if it's going to matter for this purpose. One second. It may or may not matter. I might not be able to use this. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I want to like make this work. No, you know what? No, the case isn't the problem. I don't think this is going to work for TikTok. I just realized I need another, honest to God, I need another computer stand. This is so annoying. So annoying. Yeah. I think I'd need another computer stand to get this to work on TikTok. Hold on. I know the sound isn't working because I was plugging something in. But, oh, great. And now my screen is off, which will probably cancel the live. Oop, let's hope that didn't cancel the live. It just canceled the live. Did that cancel the live, or are we good? My screen went off. Yeah, there's no way to do it right now. If I try to go live, if I try to do my microphone, it'll get pissed off with the case that I'm using. Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Actually, this is kind of annoying because the microphone, I mean, I've got an extra fun little microphone that I could use for TikTok, but and this is, by the way, an iPad problem. The iPad connection for your microphone and everything is on the bottom of the iPad. How does that benefit you for an iPad? You don't hold an iPad. An iPad sits at a stand. So it's not going to work using the good microphone, right? It's very annoying. So I'm actually a little annoyed now because I bought a $100 microphone to use for these kind of purposes, and I can't use it. Well, I know TikTok is fine because you're listening to my iPad. You're literally listening to sound via my iPad microphone, so I know that. Streamlabs sucks. I already tried that before. It absolutely sucks. Or StreamYard. Okay, one of them is impossible to use, and the other one sucks. StreamYard. The TikTok. I don't want to get too into the weeds on this, but TikTok, for whatever reason, at least it used to be, when you use a streaming service, it kills your broadcast. I was using StreamYard to stream to multiple places. For TikTok, it killed the quality, and TikTok wouldn't show my show. So I'd be getting like 1,000 people at one point. Oh, thank you. Got my Joey, my friend's Joey turkey. And it goes with my outfit. But TikTok, let's say when we're really hitting good here, we get 1,000 people simultaneously. Right now we got 557. I would use that streaming service on TikTok, and instead of getting 1,000 people, I'd get 200 people. And it was like, wait, what? It just, for some reason, it would kill it. So I stopped using it. And on YouTube, it was giving shittier quality for YouTube as well. Anyway, well, that kind of pisses me off, though, because I was hoping to use the microphone with my iPad, and it's not clear that I can. I'm going to have to, I don't even know what to do with the iPad. I'm going to have to create a whole new, I don't even know. Maybe get a stand that has a wider stance. Which is actually very annoying. How many of these stands I'm going to have to buy. All right. Any case, don't tell me the sound went out again. Ashley said the sound went out. What does that mean? We're going to stop fucking around with TikTok here. It's fine. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. Ash, what were you talking about? Yeah, we'll talk about the mic at the end, but no, it has to fit into the bottom of the iPad, and nothing you can do about it. The iPad stand is too small. I'm never going to be able to get this to work, probably, which really sucks, because it would be nice to be able to use this thing for the computer. It works, but for the computer, my microphone works. iPad stands have a gap for the plug cables. Basically, bottom line is, this thing is, is 2 inches wide, 5 centimeters. I don't know, or maybe a little less than that. So I've got to measure the gap, but it's got to be big. Maybe not 5, but I've got to. All right, enough of this. Enough of this. I need an iPad stand with a wider stance. I did not vote because there's no voting here. Well, DC, there's nothing. I don't think there's any. Was there election in DC today? Probably not, actually. This is like an off. Ashley can't hear anything. People tell Ashley to leave and come back. Hold on. If I turn this upside down, see, look what happens when I turn it upside down. That was for the person who said just turn it upside down. That's what happens when I turn it upside down. Somebody tell Ashley to leave and come back. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Since she's the only, I love that one of our moderators is the only person that the sound isn't working for. Crazy. Anyway. Oh man. You did 3 times, Ash. I don't know what to tell you. Actually, tell Ashley what she needs to do is she needs to literally leave and close the app. And worst comes to worst, she needs to restart. Oh, she can hear it. There you go. I was going to say, worst comes to worst, you've got to restart your phone or something. Oh, hello. Do I take people up? Not yet. I've thought about it. I was telling people, my nephew maybe, I was watching Aaron Parnas' show the other day, and Aaron just brings people up to ask questions on TikTok. And I like the concept. The problem is I don't want some lunatic coming up, and I'm not quite sure how to do that. I think the only thing is, I think also you may have to start the show in a way that you can have guests. Like you may have to do some, meaning invitations for guests, because I think he had them lined up or something. And unless you're a paid contributor, even a paid contributor, let's face it, you could pay. Although you're kind of crazy if you're paying me to come on and be a jerk. I'd be like, okay, oh, shake the head, it says. Okay, shake my head. No, thank you. There's no way to pre-screen. There's literally no physical way to pre-screen people on TikTok that I know of. I'd have to invite people, but I don't know. I mean, I know some of you are like Robert and some, there's like the regulars, the moderators, the contributors, right? So like, I recognize Flower Lady. I'm just saying for TikTok here, right? I'd recognize people, but to go beyond there, like Aaron was just picking people, which is nice, but I don't know how you do that. Thank you, Blue. So anyway, I'd consider it, but also like right now I'd have to turn off the gifts up there because it doesn't even let me invite a guest or anybody unless that's turned off, which is also really annoying. But yeah, it's a little confusing. Yeah, it was really good. I liked it because first of all, he's much more he's more like down to earth and laughing and smiling, which he never does. Breaking news, right? Aaron does not smile, but it was very smiley and fun doing his lives. For him, it's a good look. But he was just bringing randos up, and they were all being very nice and interesting. And I was like, I would love to do that. I just don't want crazy people coming up, because that's no fun, right? Even people we disagree with, I'm fine with that as long as they're not mean. It's the same rules we've got for this, we could try super fan. Super fans. Well, that's true. I guess that's true. I could always do the fan thing on the weekend, but there's no way for a moderator to work the queue, Gunther. I shouldn't say that. I don't think there is. Is there? I don't think there's any way for, well, here, I hate to do this because I'm like ruining the show today by talking about this. Let me turn off those gifts. I mean, not the gifts, but those viewer wishes. Let's turn those off. All right. And let me look here. Yeah, see, auto accept requests? No way. If it auto accepts, it means you just pop up, right? That's insane. Go live with guest. I'm just looking at this now. Host challenge, definitely not doing that. What is this? Fun kit? No. Yeah, see, this is the problem. It's, yeah. Go live, tap the guest icon, and then invite to choose. Well, that's what I mean. I'd have to invite people. That's the problem. Right. That's the problem. I mean, I couldn't, the problem is I don't like I can see you guys. I'm not going to do an auto invite gifts. That would be crazy. But yeah, I mean, like it's interesting. It's just not clear. Oh, I see. Hold on. Oh, this is interesting. Allow guest requests. Oh, I see. Everyone, I've got followers. Auto accept requests. No. Prioritize requests from gifters. Oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, that's interesting. Manage moderators, share recordings. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Huh. Oh, that is kind of fun. So I can sort of interesting. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, that's kind of fun though. Oh, interesting. I don't know what it does, but yeah, so it's still, sorry guys, we're like trying to figure out the TikTok thing here. Yeah, it's not easy. Moderators can work the queue. I don't know how moderators work the queue, visionary. I don't know how that would work. How would a moderator work the queue? We'll try it later, but I don't think there's any way for a moderator to work the queue. There's no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Anyways, all right. So we're boring everybody tonight. La la la. And I got to go at 7:00 because I've got a Greek consulate is having a discussion about the I know Mustard would have a meltdown. Clem goes, glad Mustard isn't here. Yes, Colonel Mustard would be like, start the damn show. Start the damn show. What's weird too is it's not like I can see people ask to be guests, like Antonia asked to be a guest, but then when I click the go live with guest thing, it's not showing me anything. It's not showing me anybody asking to be a guest. This is what drives, like I said, this thing drives me a little bonkers here. Anyway. Oh, well. Okay. Well, we'll let it go. It was fun trying. But yeah, there is no queue for moderators to work. That's the problem. Oh, Mustard is, Mustard's there. Mustard's here. Ruh-roh. All right, let's get started. Ruh-roh. You were very good. You surprised us. Anyway. All right, let's get rolling because yes, at 7:00, the Greek consulate here in New York actually is having a little online thing about getting Greek citizenship, which honestly, I don't think I'm going to learn anything new, but I should listen in, even though it's going to be an hour of like, I know this already, but I'm going to give it a try at least. Right. There isn't any. All right. Sorry. Just last little point here. Visionary Girl is claiming if people want to be a guest, they have to request. They already are. The moderators will see it in the guest request queue. Is there a list of guest requesters, mods? I don't know where such a thing exists. You click to accept. Yeah, there's no such list. That's the problem. There is no guest request queue. That's the problem. Zerpachi. Yeah, that's the problem. There is no. There is. Okay, there's fine. Oh, here we go. Finally, okay. I can see 4 guest request people now. Can the mods see that list of people? We will get to the news. Like I said, Mustard's going to have a heart attack. But is that can the mods see that list or not? Okay, see, the mods can't see the list. Yeah. On the bottom of their screen where the guest live chat, share, and all the other buttons are, that's where moderators will see it along with the audience. So mods, maybe I don't know. I have no idea. I don't. Oh, maybe I do. God damn it. All right. This is driving me crazy. Sorry. I mean, it's worth figuring this out, but like I said, TikTok makes this so freaking hard. Okay, fuck me, TikTok. Let's try one more time here. Allow guests. Oh, I see. Prioritize requests from gifters. Doesn't really matter. I just said followers. No. Allow guest requests from followers. Prioritize requests from gifters. I can turn that off. Big difference. Yeah. And mods, I can look here just at Mando's really quick. Manage guests and more. Oh, okay, Manda. I'm trying to give a couple of you access just to try this out. Oh, Here, just for fun, Ashley and Amanda, and Ashley and Madonna, I just gave you access to manage guests. I didn't want to give it to everybody to make it too confusing, but I just gave Ashley and Amanda. So now you guys can go and at least check them out, right? The only thing is, what are you able to do? Would you be accepting a guest? Which is a little weird. Madonna, would you be accepting a guest? So, I mean, so you're not really moderating in a way. You're just picking who the next person is, which is okay, I guess. If I'm doing the show, I say, okay, Madonna, next person, right? Yeah, okay. It's still hard to vet people, though. Yeah, you can invite people. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, let's get rolling. Sorry, this is useful, but I didn't mean to Yeah, well, they're not really vetting people is the problem because they also don't know who people are. The only thing is, you're right. They can also keep their finger on the trigger so that if the person says something wacky or whatever, they can boot them, right? That's true. That is useful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That does help, Visionary Girl. That did help. Yep. Yep. All right. Let's get rolling, guys. So it's election night in America. Big elections today. No news because it's too early. It's only 6 o'clock at night, and that's way too early for the elections. Thank you, adventurers. Keep the gifts coming, guys. So the big elections today, it is a off year. Last year was presidential. That's big. So, my hair. Every 4 years, we have the presidential elections. That's big. Every 2 years, we have congressional elections. That's big enough. This is 1 year, so it's not even big. It's not even congressional elections. But we have the New York mayor's race, which, I will say, I am not convinced the New York mayor's race is sending any message to Donald Trump necessarily. That I don't necessarily believe. Hello, thank you, adventurers. I like that one. I'm not convinced because New York is Democratic. Democrat's going to win, or whatever. I guess, or a Democratic Socialist or an Independent's going to win, but they're both Democrat-ish. So I don't think that's a Trump thing. Like if Mamdani wins, that's not anti-Trump. If Cuomo wins, that's not pro-Trump. It doesn't, right? They're Democrats anyway. What are the two interesting races are New Jersey and Virginia. Those are governor races, right? Governors are the people who run states in America. And those are very interesting. Two Democrats are up. The Democrat is doing very well. Oh my God, I'm going to forget. Sorry, thank you, adventurers. I'm forgetting the poll numbers. New Jersey is way far ahead and Virginia is ahead, but not as far, I think, if I'm getting it right. CNN and others are talking about this being a big deal, basically a potentially big rebuke of Donald Trump. Let me go through a little bit of the latest numbers here, a little background. We've got to wait and see. Hopefully it's a big rebuke. Hopefully the Republicans lose. But I don't, what I don't like is what we saw with Kamala Harris was she was running against a horrific human being who everybody knew was a horrific human being because he was already president. And we all know what happened when Trump was president, let alone COVID, letting it get out of control. And they voted for him again. Right. So, I'm still a little nervous about that, to be honest. Thank you, Cheryl. Let me read you this. So Trump's press secretary. Oh, yeah. Trump's press secretary is already claiming fraud. Oh, California. I'm sorry. California matters, too. Prop 50 in California is the voting on basically rejiggering the electoral maps to get even with the Republicans for stealing electoral seats around the country. They're stealing congressional seats, and California is going to get some of them back to basically just that, to get some of them back. But they've got to do it through a Proposition 50. So that's a big deal in California. I should have said that too. And that obviously matters a lot. I mean, that's not a small thing at all. But anyway, let me read a little more here. Trump's press secretary, thank you, Cheryl, claimed today there's massive voter fraud in California. And this is a great video. The press is going, oh, okay, what proof do you have of that? I don't need proof. It's a fact. Right, but you're claiming there's massive, literally this was the transcript, but you're claiming there's massive voter fraud in California. What are you basing that on? I'm basing it on it being a fact. I mean, all they have to do is lie because they've got their own fake media, right? It's Fox News and all the rest who are willing to repeat the lie. America has probably the safest elections in the world. As screwed up as our elections are, we have no voter fraud. We've had I mean, the number in the last 20 years, billions of ballots cast, we had something like 100 cases of voter fraud. It literally doesn't happen because elections are local. We've had no voter fraud that's influenced an election at all. Trump's thing is total bullshit. I mean, it really is. It's literally, and again, as I always say, don't listen to me, Google it, and you will see. We do not have voter fraud in America. It is insignificant. It has never impacted an election, and it is so minimal, it's not even funny. And again, if you're a Republican voter, you should be outraged that they keep lying to you. Because you have to wonder, if somebody has to constantly lie to you about their policies, then you've got to ask what their policies are really about, right? Right? Somebody who's selling you good things doesn't have to lie. Somebody who's looking out for your best interests doesn't have to lie, right? Any case, CNN, across 4 closely watched contests, the governor's race in Virginia and New Jersey, the mayoral race in New York City, and the redistricting-related Proposition 50 in California, majorities disapprove of Trump, with strong disapproval of his performance far outpacing strong approval. So in those 4 states, disapproval of Trump is far ahead of approval of Trump, which is good. In Virginia, New Jersey, and California, roughly half or more of the electorate see their vote as sending a message to Trump, and that message is largely one of opposition rather than support. Views of the economy are not uniform. Most Virginia voters say that their state's economy is excellent or good, even as a majority say the federal government cuts this year have had at least a minor effect on their family's finances. However, majorities in California, New York City, and New Jersey, by contrast, call their state's economic conditions not good or poor. In each place, economic issues, taxes, cost of living, the economy as a whole dominate voter concerns. Trump earlier today said he wasn't going to pay the food stamp money. The White House may have flip-flopped again. So earlier this week, Trump had said he was going to cut off food stamp money to 42 million Americans, literally starvation. Food stamps is for people who can't afford to buy food. 42 million Americans. Trump was going to cut them off as punishment for the government shutdown. He specifically said, oh, they're Democrats anyway, as if starving people as a political bargaining chip, as political hostages, is okay if they're the opposition. No, it's not. Democrats should not do that to Republicans, and Republicans should not do that to Democrats. Trump said they're Democrats anyway. He was lying, by the way. The largest portion of food stamp recipients in America are Republicans. Actually, you can Google it. Republicans are the ones. And actually, if you look at states overall, Democrats come from the rich states, Republicans come from the poor states. That's a whole other discussion. So Trump said, like the last couple of days, well, first of all, Trump wasn't going to fund food stamps at all. Then the judge said you had to. So yeah, because there's emergency funds set aside to fund the food stamps. And Trump said, okay, I'll fund half the food stamps. So if somebody gets $400 a month or $1,000 a month, I'm going to give them $500 a month, right? Half the money they'd normally get. Well, that's in violation of the judge's rule, but at least it's half the money. Well, then earlier today, Trump said, I'm not giving any of the money to those people. I don't care what the judge says, which is a violation of the judge's order, literally a violation of the U.S. Constitution, a constitutional crisis. The White House was then asked a couple hours later today, so what's going on? Is Trump right that you're not going to pay the food stamps? Yes, we are. Yes, we're moving forward. Well, why did Trump say it? La, 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 la. You know, Bambi. So who the hell knows? Tish James. So Letitia James, who's the New York Attorney General who prosecuted Trump, and Trump decided to prosecute her back to get revenge. Department of Justice says it isn't complying with the judge's order to turn over discovery on selective prosecution issue. So she is claiming, among other things, that they're going after her as retribution, which obviously they are because Trump admitted it in writing on his Twitter account, on his social media account. She is saying they're going retribution. The judge said, okay, her people are allowed to get certain documents from the Trump people, turn them over. Well, or from the prosecutors, I should say, turn them over. The prosecutors today told the judge, no. They didn't file a motion for the judge to overturn their ruling, right? They didn't appeal the ruling. They responded to the judge and said, no, I know you ordered it. We're not going to do it. Again, violation of the Constitution, illegal. It's contempt. It's criminal contempt. But even if the judge goes after them for criminal contempt, who's going to prosecute them? Pam Bondi? Who's going to arrest them? Kash Patel? I mean, this is where the constitutional crisis comes in. If a president decides to be lawless, which Trump is doing, you can't do anything about it. And right, you're supposed to, I think somebody check it. You're supposed to have the Congress impeach him. They're not going to do that, right? What else we got? The Department of Transportation. So Trump's people are now looking at shutting down. So this week, they're talking about starving 42 million Americans in order to force Democrats to cave on the shutdown. Now they're talking about shutting down transportation next week. Trump's Secretary of Transportation said he just might shut down aviation in parts of the country, basically to punish Democrats, saying, okay, you don't agree to, you don't cave entirely. We're gonna shut down aviation. If Trump shuts down aviation in portions of the country, the stock market is going to collapse. Companies are going to collapse. Airlines are going to lose millions of dollars. I mean, okay, right? But this is what they do. It's fascist. They threaten and they use violence. In this case, it's economic violence, but they use violence to go after people they don't like. And in this case, they don't like the voters. They don't like American companies. And they probably will. It'll be in blue, correct. It'll be in blue states, Zebedee. They'll try to find Democratic states to do it in. The problem is Democratic states are the most prosperous states. Democratic states are the richest states. Democratic states have the biggest cities. Guess who's got all the biggest companies? Democratic states. They shut down aviation in the Democratic states. They are screwing American companies across the board. And if they screw American companies across the board, thank you, Godden Girl. Thank you, Smurf. Bad news. What else we got? Oh, so Trump is once again, the administration's warning that maybe they're not going to pay federal workers ever. During the shutdown, right? We're heading towards the longest shutdown ever. During the shutdown, it is federal law. Okay, federal employees don't get paid during the shutdown, most of them. But once the shutdown's over, they get paid retroactively because it's not their fault, right? Yeah, they're not working this month, but it's not their fault they're not working. Thank you, Jen. They don't have a choice. They can't go and get another job. So they're not getting paid for a month. They've got to get that money back. Under federal law, you've got to pay them retroactively. So once it's over, you have to pay them. His people are once again, they basically dropped language. All their statements used to say they were going to pay the federal workers. They've dropped that language now. And Trump made some comment about how, well, it'll be part of the negotiation, or their press secretary, it'll be part of the negotiation with the Democrats. So Trump isn't going to pay federal workers, but Democrats are supposed to negotiate away stuff in order to get federal workers paid. No, everything is about hostages, right? Everything is about hostages with this guy. I mean, it's just, shit. Sorry, guys. Oops, there we go. What else we got? Dick Cheney died. So our former vice president, we used to call him Darth Vader. He was vice president under George Bush II, George W. Bush. Arguably, he was president himself because he was really the most powerful vice president in modern memory. But he died, I didn't love the man. Very competent, I would say. Very good politician. Very good at what he did. Excellent at being I don't like his policies, but very good at what he did. But, again, we call him Darth Vader. So, Supreme Court is hearing Trump's tariff case tomorrow. As you know, Trump is using the law, arguably illegally, to impose tariffs on countries around the world. Basically, what the court is discussing tomorrow is Trump, the tariff power. Tariffs are taxes that you put on goods coming into the U.S., taxes paid by American companies, American consumers. And Trump put tariffs on pretty much every country in the world. Initially, he did it to Canada, Mexico, and China. And he claimed it was about fentanyl and claimed, they're importing fentanyl and the tariffs will make them clamp down. The problem is there isn't much fentanyl that comes from Canada. Isn't a source of fentanyl, so that didn't make sense. China, sure. Mexico, Then he put tariffs on every country in the world. almost every country except the Russians, of course, right? The problem is fentanyl thing isn't every country in the world. So what was the emergency, right? Oh, drug emergency. What was the emergency for the other countries? He says, our trade has been imbalanced for years. Well, if it's been going on for years, it's not an emergency. So what's going on, right? Then Canada this weekend. He puts a 10% tariff on Canada because he gets angry that they did a political advertisement with Ronald Reagan that was embarrassing. Okay? That's not an emergency. It's not a fentanyl emergency. It's not an economic emergency. So that tariff wasn't an emergency. Brazil, he put a 50% tariff on Brazil. Your coffee is more expensive because of Donald Trump. 50% tariff because Brazil convicted their former president for trying to overthrow the government and kill his opposition leader. The guy who won, he was going to have him killed and have a military coup. They convicted him and sent him to prison because of that. Trump got upset because the convicted, coup guy was his friend. So he put a 50% tariff on Brazil. That's not an emergency. Now, the problem becomes this Supreme Court has been, the Trump MAGA people on the court have been so obeisant, so obeying of Donald Trump that it feels like there's nothing that they're going to disagree with, right? And, certainly you want to give a president leeway to decide what's an emergency. But if the president is allowed to say everything's an emergency, then there's no law at all anymore. Then if everything's an emergency, as long as the president says so, then Congress no longer has the power to tariff. The president has unlimited power to set tariffs. And that's just not what it is under U.S. law or the U.S. Constitution. It's Congress's power, not the president's. So that's the issue tomorrow. It's expected the Supreme Court will rule quickly on this. They won't wait several months. But these guys, these guys basically caved to Trump on everything. Nigeria. So it's funny. Somebody actually mentioned Nigeria. This is funny. So story came out today about why Trump is freaking out about Nigeria. And you may have heard Trump is now threatening to go to war with Nigeria because they're killing Christians. They're not. Trump claimed falsely that there's a mass slaughter of Christians going into Nigeria and I'm going to invade. He claimed he was going to invade them and go to war if they didn't save the Christians. Everyone's scratching their head going, there's no slaughter of Christians going in Nigeria. In fact, we were thinking, okay, maybe Trump's talking about Boko Haram, which is like this terrorist group, insurgent terrorist group. The problem is they tend to kill Muslims. Like they've mostly killed Muslims, not Christians. So what? Nobody knows. Well, story came out today. You'll be surprised to hear. Why did Trump threaten to declare war in Africa? Because he was watching TV and he saw a segment on Fox News and he got angry and decided to threaten to declare war. Listen to this. Trump was heading to Florida on Friday. Oh, hello. Thank you, guys. That was very cool. Wait, who? TikTok's doing that where it's hiding it from me again. Wait, who was that? Okay, TikTok. Who was that? That was very cool. I'm trying to scroll up now. All right, TikTok is hiding from me who that was. Oh, that was Claire. Okay, that was Claire. Yes? Okay. I think that was Claire. Thank you, Claire. Appreciate that. So it was you. Thank you. It doesn't always show me. Like I've got to scroll. Anyway, thank you. That was very sweet of you. It annoys me though, because they make it very hard for me to thank people. Right. Putin's killing Christians too. I'm sure the Chinese oppressing Christians. So listen to this. Trump was watching Fox News while heading to Florida on Friday when he saw the network run a story on how Christians were being targeted by Islamic groups in Nigeria. The president was, quote, immediately angered by it, one of the sources said, and asked to get further read in on the issue. Shortly after Air Force One touched down in West Palm Beach, he began posting on Truth Social and threatening to go to war. He watched a Fox News segment that was a lie and threatened to basically launch U.S. troops into a war. This guy is not healthy. He's not well. I mean, he's not well here at all. It's very unhinged. You don't threaten to go to war a couple minutes after you watched a TV segment. And that's your only information you've got. Again, if Joe Biden did this, right? If Joe Biden did this, oh my God. Okay, this is actually interesting. So an update on this. And remember, guys, I apologize. At 7 o'clock, I got to get going because I've got to join a Zoom call that the Greek consulate from New York is having about citizenship stuff. I suspect it's not going to be anything new, but I've got to join it. So sorry. I know today started slow because we were trying to figure out what was going on with the gifts and stuff or whatever, the co-host. But remember a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, there was a video of a video of a woman in a black car, and the ICE guys in Chicago ran her off the road. Thank you, Libby. Ran her off the street. And the ICE was claiming, oh my God, she tried to kill us. And all the witnesses were going, I don't think so. Like, right? Well, the ICE people, the Chicago Tribune did a bigger story on it and said, no, from talking to basically they took her to court. They didn't take her to court. Okay. The Trib talked to tons of witnesses and looked at video and said, it looks like this woman was sideswiped by the police, by ICE. She did not ram into ICE. The fascist sycophant at Department of Homeland Security, they've got this woman who I've quoted before, who's basically Don Jr. with a dye job. I mean, she's that typical nasty, angry Trump person, right? Trump supporter. And she was like, you're doing the job of violent insurrectionists and Chicago Tribune, blah, blah, blah. Well, Paris Schutz weighs in, and Paris is great. Paris Schutz is a really neat public broadcasting guy in Chicago. He's excellent. And I mean, very young guy. I say young, probably 30s. Very intelligent, very fair. He weighs in. And 1 second. She's a Karen. She's a MAGA Karen, exactly. Let me read this to you. Hold on. 1 sec. Library. I think I've got Paris here. I should. Oh, hold on. I retweeted it. That's where it is. 1 second here. I can read it to you this way. La, la, la. Here we go. He says, Trish Ohio, who's the woman's, attacks on journalists aside, the video clearly shows the federal vehicle cutting off the black car and hitting it after a bystander shouts the vehicle did a U-turn. Other video footage previous to the crash shows the black car stopped as the federal vehicle blocks the street while someone is being detained. If the woman rammed the federal vehicle, why was she later released without charges? I checked, and then some MAGA guy posts a second video. And the second video, you can clearly see the woman in the black car is sitting there, and her car is sitting there. The federal agents are arresting some Mexican guy, and it's all that's always what it is in Chicago. They're arresting some Mexican guy, and in the car they've taken their big SUV and they've turned it sideways to block the street. So everybody, this woman included, everybody's stuck waiting for this SUV because they turned it sideways to block the traffic. And you're in a typical Chicago street going, what the hell are you doing? Well, you see the SUV finally do a U-turn and turn around. And this woman and the traffic now goes around the SUV. As she's going, mind you, she's in her lane. The SUV is in the wrong lane. She goes by the SUV and it goes to the right and hits her and knocks her off the road. If you look at the video, there is no evidence that she tried to ram them at all. Again, how did she ram them if this is her car and the video shows the federal government going like this? How is she ramming them if they went boom, boom, right? It's like a hit and run. You can't blame somebody for a hit and run if the hit and run goes boom, boom. This literally, the feds went the It looks very much like she, like I said, was waiting forever. The feds were like this. Okay, the feds were blocking the roads. The feds then turned and she went around them on her side of the road. And as she's going around them, they went boom and hit her. Well, after they hit her, they dragged her out of the car by her feet and arrested her. As Paris Schutz of PBS noted, if the Homeland Security is now claiming she was guilty, why did they release her? They let her go hours later without filing charges. They're claiming she tried to run federal agents off the road. Okay? If she tried to run federal agents off the road, why did they release her hours later without charges? I mean, I'm serious. Trying to run anybody off the road is serious, right? Oh, they did. They detained her and then they let her go because they had nothing on her. No, and the Homeland Security fascists are still saying, oh, she tried to run him off the road. She was a terrorist. It was so dangerous. And I thought that was a brilliant question from Paris Schutz at PBS. So if she's everything you claim she is, some dangerous, fascist, terrorist, whatever she is, who tried to run federal agents off the road and rammed their car, why did you free her 3 hours later with no charges? Right? I mean, she doesn't need to be defended. She's free. They didn't charge her with anything. Hey, let's go. Come on. That's the thing. She doesn't need to be defended. I mean, she should sue them. She should sue them. But yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Hang on. I've got where is this? Hold on. Trying to find I think this should work. Here, let me see here. Because like I said, the MAGA guy tried to post a video claiming, oh, it's obvious that this was, that this was running her off the road. It's like, no, it's not. Let me see if this video is enough to show you. It goes by pretty quickly. I mean, I'm just going to show you a portion of it. Hang on. Turning off the sound. Oh, well, you can see the very beginning. Let me show you first. Watch closely on the right. Watch. See, she's on the right, and they basically, they kind of ram into each other, really. But then they come out, and they basically come out, and then guns ablazing. And everyone's yelling at them, by the way. Everyone's yelling and going, you freaking ran into her. And look at these guys. They then come out, pull out their guns, and start going after her. I mean, yeah. That's the car. These guys yank her, drag her out of the car. I don't want to show more on TikTok because TikTok sometimes doesn't like that. Oh, yeah. I don't think I can show this. They've got her on the ground. Oh, my God. Guys, they've got her on the ground on her face. Look at this. 2 guys have tackled her. Some innocent American citizen driving her car. Her shoes are off. Look at this. They've got her on her face on the cement, dragged her out of her car and threw her on her face. Yeah. No, horrific. The other video, I don't have the other one. These guys and then dragged her and took her away. And then a couple hours later, let her go because guess what? She wasn't guilty of anything. And I love this that they're trying to claim, oh, she was so guilty. Again, if she was so guilty, where's the crime? Where's the charges? Hold on. Where's I'm trying to find the other. Where is this crazy ass thing? Oh, here we go. Hang on. I want to show you the other one. Oh, come on. What is this? Oh, shit. Well, here we go. All right. I have like a special little thing that I can download TikTok videos, but it takes a second. Did that work? Let me see. Let's see if that worked. Oop, I think it did work. Oop, not yet. Hold on. Collections, videos. Here we go. Okay. All right. Watch this. All right. I don't know if you guys can. Yeah. So that's the ICE vehicle blocking the road. She's the black car there. Okay. She's the black car. And they're, hang on. Sorry. There we go. right? So ICE vehicle is sitting there blocking the road, and she's the black car sitting there, right? And again, she's sitting here, and also she pulled to the side like she's going to try to go around, right? So there's the guy they grabbed, and you'll see her try to go. So she's there. First, if she wanted to ram them, why wouldn't she ram them already, right? I think what's going to happen next is she's trying to pass because the ICE vehicle finally moves, and she tries to pass him on the right. I think. All right, hold on. All right, we're getting there. But see, they're still blocking the road. Now they almost hit somebody, their own people. Still blocking the road. Very annoying. And you'd be pissed now. So now he's pulling on the left-hand side. She tries to get by on the right, and he rams into her. You see? Yeah. So my point here is it is just as possible that she tried to pass them. Because mind you, they were in the opposite lane. She was on the right. She was trying to pass and they ran into her. Now, they can argue she tried to ram them. There's nothing in the video that suggests she tried to ram them. The video shows them having a collision. The video does not show she tried to ram them. As I said, if I want to be generous to ICE, the video shows equally that she could have been running into them, or they could have been running into her because they were being stupid, or they decided to run into her because they said, oh my God, there's a car on our right. Knock her off the road. Right? That's possible too. But you can see from the video, there's no way. Right? Only got about 4 more minutes, guys. I apologize, like I said, because I've got to join this conference call. Where's the Sandwich Guy. So Sandwich Guy's in court again. The Trump people are still trying to put Sandwich Guy in jail. Remember, he's the guy, Sean Dunn in DC, 37-year-old, who threw a Subway sandwich footlong at like the ICE guys or National Guard or whatever the fuck it was. What was it? Was it who would you? Well, I'm trying to see here. Was it a was it the DC police? Who was it at? Shoot. Help me out here, guys. I'm not saying what official he threw it at, but he threw a Subway sandwich foot long. I think he was a federal employee. They fired him. He threw it at, I thought it was ICE, but he threw it at some of the ICE people are related during their immigration crackdown in DC. And he was pissed. He was yelling at them and literally had a foot long Subway sandwich. I have to read you this because it's the funniest damn thing. So they tried to indict him, I think 3 times or several times on felonies. And all the DC grand juries were like, we're not indicting some guy for throwing a sandwich. It's not a felony. So now they're trying to get him on a misdemeanor assault. And they're prosecuting in front of a jury. I have to read you this. CNN. Sandwich Guy is charged with assaulting, assaulting the police or whatever. The officer or the ICE guy testifies. Listen to this. He testifies that he could feel the impact of the sandwich through his ballistic vest. He's got body armor on to stop bullets. And he claims a sandwich was so forceful he could feel the force through his body armor. And here's the best quote. It smelled of onions and mustard and exploded all over my chest. It exploded. The sandwich exploded. So it was just like using a weapon because the sandwich exploded and it smelled like onions and mustard. Well, the prosecution gets up and has the video from the officers or whatever and goes, yeah, what's that on the ground? He goes, it's a sandwich. He goes, you mean that thing that's still wrapped up perfectly in the paper he bought it in? Yeah. He goes, how exactly? He goes, do you see any mayonnaise? No. Do you see any ketchup? No. Do you see any, how exactly did it explode when it hit you if the sandwich is now perfectly wrapped up on the ground after it hit you? I mean, I hope to God this guy gets off. But I love that, like, it was so violent. It felt like I felt it through my body armor. Not to mention a Subway sandwich. This isn't like some rock. Subway is like soft for you Europeans. It's like it's good bad, but it's bad, soft American bread. It's that really soft stuff. It's not a baguette. A baguette at least has hard on the outside. Subway sandwiches are soft or soggy, as Alyssa just said. They're soft and soggy. There's literally, I love them, but there's nothing to them. Yeah, but I love that. So they're trying to get him thrown in jail. It's like, oh, well. Anyway, all right, guys, I very much apologize. Like I said, I'm going to have to sign off. I've got to join this Zoom call in a minute. It starts 7:00. I just found out about it this morning, but I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Sorry to cut you off quickly. Let's see how the elections go. If there's any kind of an election upset, maybe I'll go live tonight and we'll do a little election update. I think I may do that. Yeah, let's see how the election stuff goes, but I could see doing that, especially if it's good. If it looks like Dems sweep tonight, then maybe I'll go live. California isn't going to be for later. That's going to be several hours from now. But Virginia and New Jersey are East Coast. They could have results by 8 o'clock or so, maybe, if we're lucky. So, all right, let's check in later, guys. Thank you. I know the Jerry Springer thing, it really is. But as I said, I apologize. I've got to sign off. All right. See you, Discord. See you, YouTube. Sorry, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Later, guys.